Kundirana had two founding, shall we say, organizers. Brother Rolando Dizon, FSC, and this next man who I'm about to introduce. Brother Rolando, you guided us through years of, shall we say, wandering in the musical desert. But you did not leave us orphaned. Because you left us, you are, I hope, listening and looking from above. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who created the word Kundirana in 1971 and who is the only living founder of Kundirana, I am very proud and happy and overjoyed to welcome Professor Miguel Mike Rapatan, PhD.
Good evening. Magandang gabi po sa lahat. Can we give another round of applause for that wonderful opening number? What a blessing it is for all of us to gather here tonight as we celebrate Kundirana's 5+ decades of heartwarming music, artistry, and service. Kundirana, every time the name is mentioned, people inevitably ask, what does it mean? How did it come to be? Well, tonight, for the first time in the history of Kundirana's years of concert presentation, you will now hear it straight from me, how I gave the name, and how together with my batchmate Edwin Villegas, who I don't know where he is now in the world, we helped bring Kundirana to life. So let's take a step back into the not so distant past. Up to school year 1970 to 71, when I was a sophomore, the La Salle Green Hills High School Glee Club was called the Christian Troubadours. But when our advisor and choral conductor, Miss Sol Reyes, immigrated to the United States in 1971, the club, one of the school's recognized organizations, was suddenly on the verge of being dissolved. Because back then, if your club did not have an advisor, your club would cease to operate. So in school year 1971-72, now juniors, several of us members searched for every possible way to keep the club alive. We found an advisor. The first one was Brother Jimmy Dalumpines, FSC. And we had to show our high school principal, Brother Rolando Dizon, FSC, that we could continue the club and run its activities. So this challenge pushed us to reimagine the Glee Club and give it a new identity and name. For those of you who still remember those days, the 1970s was one of the darkest chapters in our nation's history. Martial law was declared in September 1972, a period marked by fear, arrest, unrest, and uncertainty. Yet, even in those difficult years, a quiet awakening took root all over the country. An activism grounded in reclaiming our Filipino identity and protecting our rights as citizens. The arts, in particular, rediscovered and celebrated their beginnings. The Manila Sound emerged, among others, led by the rock band Hot Dog, which included my batchmate, Ramon Torralba, from the class of 1973. Other groups like the Ambivalent Crowd and theater troupes like Teatro Kamanyang sought to express the Filipino soul, to sing in our own voice, tell our own stories, and remind a weary nation that even in the darkest nights of history, the heart of the Filipinos still beats in rhythm and in song. It was in this period of cultural reawakening that I suggested the name Kundirana. Inspired by the rising nationalist tide of the early 70s, we fused the names of two beloved Filipino musical forms, the Kundiman and the Harana, thus Kundirana. The new name marked a shift from Christian troubadours, European influence, towards a proudly Pinoy identity. With this name, we envisioned concert programs that would bring to the stage the heart of the Filipino, songs that speak of our identity, our struggles, our tenderness, and our hopes as a people. In a sense, as tonight's title suggests, we dreamed of a renaissance of Filipino music, a rebirth that would restore the prominence of our musical roots and inspire a new generation to sing with authenticity and heart. Little did we know that this vision would take on a life of its own in the years that followed and become an enduring pillar of the school. There were times, though, when I thought that the school might eventually tire of the name and change it. But throughout all these years, the school has not only kept the name, it has elevated it. The name has become a brand. Through its many endeavors, outreach missions, both here and abroad, and numerous awards, Kundirana has become synonymous with Filipino musical pride, unwavering service, and the Lasallian spirit lived out in harmony and fellowship. For all their musical talents, and many of the alumni shine as stars in the firmament of Philippine music, Kundirana's real legacy is not the notes sung, but the hearts touched by this music ministry. Hospitals, leprosariums, orphanages, parks, parishes, seminaries, gymnasiums. These are the places that the group has gone to. The journey has taken them to many places far and wide. And always their purpose has always been to bring dignity, joy, and hope wherever a song was needed most. They've shown us that singing is never just about performance. It is presence. It is prayer. It is service with soul. For this achievement, we especially salute the many individuals who generously gave their time and lovingly shared their talents in shaping Kundirana into what it stands for today. These are people like stalwarts, like the beloved and departed Rose Balana, who I recruited to be the music teacher when she was my piano teacher. The brothers who steadfastly supported and accompanied the group. The faculty and staff who chaperoned and cared for the members. The dedicated trainers, coaches, and musicians who crafted each production. And the parents who cheered, prayed, fundraised, and patiently endured never-ending rehearsals. And we also honor the countless others, too numerous to name, who in their quiet and faithful ways helped build the Kundirana we celebrate tonight. For all of them, let's give them all a big hand. Earlier I mentioned that Kundirana began in 1971. So if you do the math, 2025 is the 54th year of Kundirana. But let us not worry about this historical footnote. We can simply say that tonight, celebration stands at the cusp of Kundirana's 55th year, since the group officially turns 55 in 2026, which is just a few weeks away. In that sense, this evening is like the church season of Advent, a herald, a joyful ringing of bells, marking and welcoming the group's entry into its 55th orbit. And besides, who doesn't love another December celebration? As the song goes, "'Tis the season to be jolly," so let us make joyful noise tonight, and let us hope that next year we gather again for an even grander 55th anniversary celebration. In closing, Kundirana has reached and even surpassed its golden years, and its voice remains, as what you saw in the opening number, as vibrant and youthful as ever. To paraphrase that popular and omnipresent song, congratulations, Kundirana, for soaring up, up, up with your music. May you continue to shine brightly, golden, glowing, and stay on top, 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 as you keep singing to the nation, for the nation, and of the nation. Thank you all for listening, and enjoy the rest of the program. Maraming salamat po.